Yo, 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 yo. What's going on? It's your boy, Bug, broke artist with an iPad. Welcome back to NSP, Nerd Shit Podcast. Um, yeah, man, it's been a minute. Of course, it's been a minute of me talking on here, but I'm actually always doing something as far as work, even when I'm not working, man. And this sucks because, like, as somebody who's trying to break into like the digital art scene, build my name, get more commission work. Like I find myself staying inside a lot, and it really sucks, especially with everything going on. You know, we looking at what 2 years of pandemic, and things being weird still. You know, who would have thought that it would last this long? You know, a lot, a lot of things for me became different. You know, a lot of personal shit. Losses in the family and whatnot. But that's what makes me think about what I wanted to talk about mainly here. Well, I guess not mainly, because you know me, I like to jump all over the place as far as what I'm talking about. But it's the fact that you just got to do it now. You know, whatever it is you're thinking about doing. Of course, no crazy shit. Don't do anything illegal. But if you're thinking of starting a business, or if you're thinking of, making some music, if you're thinking of making some art, if you have some idea that's been sitting on your brain for a long time, do that shit now. Start making moves towards that, because we don't have an unlimited amount of time. And I find that, through my life, I've been living like I have an unlimited amount of time, but I know I don't. I wish, you know, but do it now. Because when you think about it, nothing's really stopping you, except for you. If you're like me, you probably get in your own head and you start doubting yourself, but there's no reason to doubt yourself. Because the only thing that's really making you doubt yourself is what other people think, or if other people are going to like what you do, or some shit like that. But realistically, learn to like what you do. Fuck comparing it to anybody else. We're all different. We're all going to make different things. We're all going to inspire each other differently. So why compare yourself? I mean, of course it's going to happen. It's always good to have some kind of reference. If you're going to compare yourself to something, let that become your reference. But at the same time, don't envy, you know? I look at other artists' skill and I'm like, damn, I want to make that. Why didn't I make that? How did they make that? But I'm never looking at, someone else's success or someone else's skill in a negative light. I'm a person who loves to see people do well, and I love to see greatness. My best friend, he's been with this girl forever, since the beginning of time now, and man, she makes some great art. And we had a conversation at their son's birthday party that, I want to see her make art because I think she's a great artist. And I do envy her skill. Always have. It's dope. She makes great work. But she herself, like most artists, look at looks at her own work like, yeah, this is some bullshit, you know? It's like, wow. And I think back to like some of the shit that I used to throw away, way back in the day, you know, before most whippersnappers were even born, when I was in high school. And I'll be drawing shit on loose leaf paper from a notebook. And I'll just, I might fuck up. Back then I used to draw strictly ink, never pencil, because I just wanted to learn how to commit to lines. And here I am now drawing digitally using the undo button all the time. But yeah, I used to draw in ink. So like if I didn't like what I was making, I would just toss it. But then I had people who would say, "Yo, let me have it," and I'd be like, "All right, it's yours." And to me, it was trash, but to them, it was great. I've still had people, let me know that they still have things from back then that I drew and wanted to throw away that they still have, that they kept. And that really flatters me. It humbles me. It grounds me more. It lets me know that, like, no matter how I feel about what I'm doing, that self doubt that made me throw that piece of paper away made me want to ball it up and put in the trash can. It doesn't need to exist. That self doubt doesn't need to exist because someone did appreciate it. Might have even cherished it as if it was one of the best things that I've ever made. Meanwhile, I'm looking back at some of the shit I drew back then. It was all trash. I look back at some of the shit I drew a couple of years ago and I'm like, damn, what the fuck? But, that's the struggle of the artist, man. And that also shows that I've improved. So I'm happy about that. I'm happy to look back and cringe at my old shit. I even cringe at some of my new shit. I'm not like some super talented artist, I just like to draw. And I want that to be my profession. So like that all ties into what I started off saying in the beginning, which is do it now. Do it now. If you're an artist, you're young, old, do it now. If you're in school and you kind of see which way you want to go with it, do it now. Start now. Don't start later. Because starting later is just gonna cripple you. Because as with anything, you're gonna make mistakes. There's gonna be roadblocks. There's gonna be things that you don't see coming. Just not everything can be foreseen. Just get all of that out the way. Just think about that. You're getting all that out the way. Trial and error. Trial and error. I'm sure anyone will be able to tell you that the times they've learned the most is when they've fucked up. Times where they try something and it might not have worked. I could say that's the case for me. And as far as art goes, right? If you're gonna go to school for it, do it. Do it. Because although I'm a firm believer that when it comes to this profession, when it comes to art, you don't necessarily need to go to school for it. Yes, you will get a great job after you Pay for that piece of paper, that degree. But there are other avenues for us. And I advise you, no matter which side you're on, whether it's going to school or going your own way, you got to start now. You got to start now. That is on the top of the list. That is number one. That is the first thing you need to check off. Start right now. Now, let me talk about what I'm drawing right here. I was watching some video on YouTube, which is super cool. I like Marvel, of course. Um, with me working full time and then also trying to find time for life and, hobbies and fucking, spending time with the family or even spending time with friends, even working after work, doing this shit. I uh I like to consume a lot of YouTube content, and some of that content involves like people who go over comics. They talk about what's happening in the latest issues, and there's like Blurred, there's Dope Spill, there's Comics Explain. I used to watch Comic Story a lot. Um, but yeah, I saw some video where it's just like, there's I forgot exactly what it was, but they were talking about Modoc, and I remember how much I like this guy, man. If you know anything about me, I love all of the weird stuff. If it's weird, I like it, you know, because I think weird is normal. I mean, this guy's far from normal, but the mental organism designed only for killing Modoc. It's just such an interesting character to me because he was designed originally only for computing, and his mind basically just got like warped, and he became a murderer. All the weird gadgets and shit he has, his brain and the way he uses it, still, at a high level, but just more in a more villainous way. It's super cool, and I think it's a character that they should definitely delve into more. My brother was telling me in the Avengers game, they actually kind of show his slow transformation into the being that we all know him as, big ass head in a chair. But yeah, I always thought he was cool. Even in Marvel 3, Marvel versus Capcom 3, Ultimate, should I say, just in case people don't really play or haven't played ever. Man, I had a team with him, and he had this really cool move where, like, it's called Jamming Bomb, where he, like, it bounces weird. And if you hit him with it, and granted, this move did require a little setup, even though it was just one move, it just, the way it traveled was weird. Like, almost no competent player was going to get hit with it, but the Jamming Bomb would reverse your movement controls. So, like, if you get hit with it and you don't know, because mind you, nobody played with Modoc and Marvel. Like, not that many people really did. So, like, if you didn't know that your movement buttons were like all flipped, like, yeah, you're gonna walk into a lot of damage for free. And that shit lasted at least like, I want to say 5 seconds or something like that. Man, I used to just spam that shit. I love playing lame. But yeah, man. Start now. Start right fucking now. Alright? Um, I want to do this more. I'm starting now. Because there are nights where I'm just up forever, man. I'm a night owl. And when I'm up, I might as well be doing something productive. And I'm always drawing something, so I figured NSP. I need to just start talking while I draw. So I'm talking to myself here. Hope you can't hear the ceiling fan too much, cause yeah, middle of the winter time, and it's a little hot in this bitch. I hope everyone's been having a great year so far. Cause I know it's been tough, but if you start now, it won't be so hard. Start now. I can't say that shit enough, man. I'm gonna touch on one last thing before I get up out of here. Capcom for a week, especially since I talked about Marvel, I gotta bring this up. Like, Capcom for a fucking week had a countdown, little website with a countdown. Everybody was speculating, what's it gonna be? Is it gonna be a new Street Fighter? Or is it gonna be a new Resident Evil? Is it gonna be a Resident Evil 4 remake that they're about to announce? Just a few hours ago, at the time of recording this video, we got to find out what it was. You know what it was? It was, in fact, Street Fighter number 6. And I'm sure the crowd went crazy. I didn't watch that event live. I don't really watch like fighting game events. I just kind of watch the aftermath, any announcements or whatever. And that's cool. They announced Street Fighter 6. We got to see Ryu, however you want to pronounce it. And he's more like the bearded homeless Ryu that we get like as costumes in most games, which is dope. I'm glad to see him at the forefront once again, because me and my brother, we were debating like, yo, well, he said, you think they're gonna go away from the typical Street Fighter shit like they did with 3 and try to, have Luke be the main guy and et cetera, et cetera. And I was like, nah, absolutely not. That shit flopped. Nobody liked it when they did it the first time, so I'm sure they won't do it again. Luckily, they didn't, because I wasn't fucking with Luke. I ain't really like his design. But as far as his moveset, it goes in. But all that being said, this trailer shows Ryu and Luke facing off. Graphically, it looks great. Graphically, it looks great, man. But my main gripe, don't fucking have a countdown for a whole week just to lead to a fucking 1 minute video that shows us nothing. Like, all y'all did was announce Street Fighter 6. No date, no nothing. You just finally made it something for us to look out for. As if we didn't fucking know the game was gonna come. That's what's so upsetting about it. Like, we knew the game was gonna come. Show us more than like some fucking bullshit. But that's the problem with games. Like, they expect for us to be hyped off of like some fucking like 30-second clip that doesn't even show any gameplay. Like, that's nothing. Like, you might as well have just folded that shit up until it was time to show at least a little snippet of gameplay so we could actually get hyped for this shit. Like, I'm not hyped. That shit did not get me hyped. Like, more than anything, I just got mad. Because I'm like, come on, man. But at least it's officially announced. We know it's on the way. When we get it, who fucking knows? But Street Fighter V has been out for quite a few years now, and it's time. I'm just hoping that they do show the PC guys some love. I don't want to have to buy a fucking PS5 or something just so I could play it. I don't think I would do that. Like, I would just probably wait for it to come out on PC. Because Consoles are done up for your boy. I might get a PS5 when God of War comes out, but if it does, for whatever reason, drop on PC simultaneously, yeah, it's done up for that PS5. There's no reason for me to get it. But yeah, man, start now. All right? And yeah, that's it. In the comments, if you listen to this whole thing, let me know how you feel about these kind of short podcasts. I always thought maybe I would make a long podcast, but I was like, nah, let me keep it short. Like back when I used to be, when I used to commute far for work, I no longer do, thank God. When I commuted far, man, I used to just need something to listen to on the way there. I mean, of course, there's always the music I had on blast, but, sometimes I just wanted to hear people talk about shit. So about 30, 20 minutes, that would have been, that was like a perfect amount of time, you know, just to hear that and then have some time to listen to a couple of songs before I went in. But yeah, let me know how you like the length. Let me know if I jump around too much, if I be getting off topic too much. It would be nice if if you would just spare a little crumb of like a like or something, or a little comment. Just a crumb. That's all I'm asking. Just a little scrap. After you done watched all the million videos, a little scrap, little crumb of a like on this one. Come on, man. Help me out. But yeah, it's your boy Bug. I'm out of here. Peace. Damn. That was a mistake, but I fuck with it.